All right, let's get into it, man. News for the run. Man, we got a lot of stuff to cover in the NFL. It's some good stuff happening, some coaching changes. The first things first here, I don't think I got a chance to share it with you all, but the Las Vegas Raiders have a new head coach in town. So on Friday, they officially announced that Pete Carroll is their new head coach for the Raiders. Now, Pete Carroll, he coached the Seahawks to their first Super Bowl win back in 2013, and now he's hoping to do the same with the Raiders and get them another Super Bowl and get them a Super Bowl under their belt. But anyway, man, that division is also stacked right now with the Raiders, Chiefs, Chargers, and the Broncos, because you got Jim Harbaugh and Andy Reid. Now Pete Carroll, and then Sean Payton as well. Like, whoo, that division is stacked with some great coaching. So it'll be cool to see what happens in that division. Now, the Dallas Cowboys, they hired a new head coach, Brian Schottenheimer. Yeah, I think that's how you say it. Yeah, Cowboys hired their new coach, Brian Schottenheimer, and he's best known for his role as the offensive coordinator with the Dallas Cowboys. But the thing with the Cowboys, man, it gets kind of worse because a lot of people thought there was better candidates. You could have possibly got Robert Saleh, who was still out there, or just maybe another coach who was more proven than Schottenheimer. But the thing is, with the Cowboys, here's where they messed up. Not just the head coach of hiring someone who we really don't have faith in, but they also are planning on hiring Matt Eberflus as the defensive coordinator with the Dallas Cowboys. Now, if you don't know, Matt Eberflus was the head coach of the Bears, couldn't even get the Bears' 6th win this past season, regardless or despite the talent that they had on the Chicago Bears roster. Caleb Williams, Rome Odunze, DeAndre Swift, DJ Moore. You had so much talent over there in Chicago, and the man couldn't even get them 6 games. He didn't know how to call timeouts, so he's taking that timeout over to Dallas with the Dallas Cowboys now, and hopefully he knows how to use it, and he can learn how to use it with the Cowboys. But that's the latest of that rumor is Eberflus is going to be joining the Dallas Cowboys, and I think that's another terrible move, but hey, Cowboys going to do Cowboys type of things. Anyway, the Chicago Bears, they're still putting pieces together on their staff. So former Saints head coach Dennis Allen, he's going to be joining Chicago Bears staff as a defensive coordinator. Now, I think this is a solid move for them, but I mean, obviously they still got a long way to go, and I got some mixed feelings about the Bears because the Chicago Bears going to keep doing Chicago Bears things. I know they got the new head coach, obviously a new defensive coordinator, trying to bring in an offensive coordinator as well, but if they don't have a solid O-line, I don't think the amount of creativity that's inside of Ben Johnson's head is even going to help the Chicago Bears when trying to scheme up something with the talent that they have over there. So I don't know. We'll see with the Chicago Bears, but that's the latest with them. Anyway, the San Francisco 49ers, they're bringing back a key piece to help with their defense. So Robert Saleh will be joining the 49ers staff as the defensive coordinator. And then the Detroit Lions, they were hoping to get Robert Saleh, at least the fans were, but they ended up filling some spaces on their coaching staff. So former linebacker coach for the Detroit Lions, Kelvin Shepard, he will now take on the role as defensive coordinator next season. And as far as the latest of reports for their offensive coordinator, they're still trying to decide, but the latest of the rumors is saying that Johnny Morton from the Denver Broncos pass game coordinator, he's potentially gonna be the one who takes on the role as the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. But I mean, hey, he's been around for a second too, and I mean, he helped the Broncos, helped the young quarterback over there get his game together. So maybe, I mean, the Lions, they still got a lot of talent. I feel like either way it goes, no matter who they hire at, the offensive coordinator, and yeah, I know they just brought in Shepard as the defensive coordinator, but when healthy, that team is still stacked with plenty of talent. I feel like it would be very difficult to go into one of those spaces as the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator for the Lions, and mess up what they've already built over there just because they have so much talent on that roster. So I don't know, we'll see. But best of luck with them on their search. Anyway, so the Jaguars, oh my gosh, the Jaguars are a mess. I felt so bad last episode. You guys don't know, but I felt so bad last episode because I didn't get to give you another update right after I updated you. With the Jaguars, the last thing I told y'all was that they fired their GM, Trent Baalke, and then they were rumored to hire Robert Saleh. So in the midst, I promise you, as soon as I got off air, I published the episode. I go on Twitter, maybe like 5 minutes after I refresh, I get the report, and I see the report that Robert Saleh is no longer the favorite, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensive coordinator, who said he was going to re-sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, is back interested in the Giants head coaching position. So even though it was already reported that Liam Cole with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was going to go back, apparently he never signed anything on a dotted line. He never signed any contract. He never put anything in writing outside of a verbal statement saying he wants to return to Tampa Bay and that he will return to Tampa Bay. So when he got the call from the Jacksonville Jaguars, he upped and left the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for the head coaching position with the Jaguars. And this put an end all to the Robert Saleh stuff. This put an end to all of the other stuff with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, keeping their offensive coordinator. And Liam Cole went over to become the head coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I know it's a lot of information, but long story short, it was very messy. And Liam Cole now is the head coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So crazy how that all worked out. Anyway, so Jimmy Butler's in the mix. That boy Jimmy Butler has been wilding right now, man. And just to kind of give you a full update on what he's been doing lately. So initially, a couple of months ago, Jimmy Butler, he requested a trade from the Miami Heat. This was public announcement. He said it in a press conference. He said it in an interview after the game. He made it very, very evident that he wants to leave the Miami Heat and that he no longer wants to play for the organization. So this was months ago. And then it's just been getting worse and worse and worse and worse as everything continues to progress with Jimmy Butler. So last week, he was suspended for 7 games for conduct detrimental to the team. So to give you exactly what he was doing, he missed multiple shoot-arounds, practices. He was taking private flights instead of flying with the team. And the team ended up suspending him. Miami Heat in the front office, they said, Jimmy, you're going to be suspended for 7 games. And that's what happened. So the 7 games, I don't even think the 7 games finished before Jimmy Butler ran into the next problem. But the next problem here, which is most recently, this report came out today, that Jimmy Butler was suspended indefinitely for walking out a shoot-around after he learned he was no longer going to be a starter on the team. So it's crazy. He wants to be traded. The Miami Heat are not really trading him because they don't want to accept any BS to just give Jimmy Butler away for scraps because they know he's a great player. And then you got Jimmy Butler acting out right now. And, my thing about it is, look, I don't know the full details of the situation. I don't think anybody knows every single thing that's going on in the background with this whole Jimmy Butler situation. But thing is, bro, I don't know how else he can go ahead and make sure we understand his point. Like, you said you wanted to trade. We know you want to trade. You're missing shoot-arounds. You're missing practices. You've gotten suspended multiple times. You say it every chance you get that you want to go play for another team and you want to enjoy basketball again. You're saying all of these things publicly to make Miami Heat look like the villain. Do I know if they're the villain? I don't know. But one thing I do know is that if I'm any other team right now, Jimmy Butler looks undesirable as hell. I would not want Jimmy Butler near my team right now with the way that he's been acting lately. Now, I know he wants the money. He wants to get paid on a new contract. And obviously, as we've said, he wants to get traded. We know these things. But, bro, this isn't the way to do it. This is not the way for Jimmy Butler to do it, bro, because I don't care what team I am. I'm definitely not giving up assets so you can come over to my organization and mess up my team chemistry. Hell no. Like, I've seen people ask and they speculate that he may go to the Pistons in a 14 deal or something. Why the hell would Detroit want Jimmy Butler? Please tell me why. Because Jimmy Butler is not going to do nothing but go over there and mess up the flow between Cade Cunningham and Tim Hardaway Jr. and all the young guys that's been flowing right now and everybody that's finally established the rhythm over there in Detroit. Jimmy Butler ain't going to do nothing but go over there and mess up the chemistry, especially from the way that he's been acting and what we've seen him do in the past 3-4 months. Like, I don't want that. Now, is there a team out there that could possibly, make do and give away some core pieces to bring Jimmy Butler in and possibly have some sort of success? No, I think there's maybe 1 or 2 teams that could have success if they actually trade for Jimmy Butler. And that one team that I think could have success is probably the Milwaukee Bucks. But I don't even know if the Milwaukee Bucks would actually have success just because They already struggled finally getting Dame and Giannis to gel together on the floor. But then you add Jimmy Butler to the mix. Like, that's a lot of egos in the room. And then this is a guy who would probably come in a situation just trying to establish some sort of easy assimilation to the team. But it's just like, bro, it's like pulling teeth right now. It's like pulling teeth right now. Bucks also have enough assets to get rid of players and bring in Jimmy Butler. Pistons ain't got that. Knicks ain't really got that. Knicks would be a good choice, but either way, I don't think they end up winning a championship. The only way Jimmy Butler goes anywhere and sees immediate success is if it's with the Bucks, just because they already got so many pieces there. So they can't even give away as much, but Miami Heat right now, from their situation, they don't really lose anything keeping Jimmy Butler. They don't really win a championship with him. They don't win a championship without him. So either way it goes, it's like, why would I give away Jimmy Butler for scraps? I need players that's going to help me move to the next level in the playoffs. And right now, if teams aren't offering that, I don't blame the Miami Heat for not trading Jimmy Butler. He's going to stay there until I get an offer. And if you want to be unhappy, you want to be sad, you want to pout to the media, so be it. Go ahead. But as far as now, man, it's an ugly situation. There's got to be a better way to handle it. There's got to be a better way to handle it. But man, it sucks. I hate that Jimmy Butler is going this route. Maybe it's the only choice. It seems like he's just taking it light. He's taking it as whatever, but I mean, hey, who knows? Anyway, look, man, that's all I got for y'all today. So I appreciate you for kicking it. Send this to a cousin, a brother, an aunt, and uncle, niece, and nephew. I'm gonna leave you with a positive note too. And the positive note here is just gonna be embrace the journey and embrace the things that you've done. Sometimes you gotta sit down for a second and just look at how far you've come. I know it's hard sometimes when we're all on the run and we're all, working hard, moving every day and working hard to get to what we're trying to accomplish, and we're very passionate about it. Like, I get it. But sometimes it's good to sit for a second and just remember how far you've come on the journey that you've taken and that you've decided to partake in. Because, yeah, sometimes it's easy to forget that. It's easy to forget that. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. Other than that, man, of course, appreciate y'all for go ahead tuning in and send this to a cousin, a brother, an aunt, uncle, niece, nephew, coworker, anybody you know, man. I promise you they're not gonna mind. Other than that, follow us on Twitter and stuff. Follow us on X, I guess what you could call it now. Instagram, damn, TikTok. Shit, man. Long story, man. Long story. I had to tell you about my TikTok later. I'm sick. I forgot about that. But that is at The Run Podcast on all platforms. The TikTok account is still up, but y'all just ain't gonna see no videos on there. Damn. It's sad. Follow the YouTube too, at The Run Podcast. Also, hey, I almost forgot. The Voice of College Football Alabama channel, man. Look, so go on YouTube, type in the Voice of College Football Alabama. You can find me on there. Y'all know Alabama's my favorite football team, college football team. So be talking about Alabama more, and it's on that channel, the Voice of College Football Alabama. So go ahead, search that up, check it out, subscribe to it, and then you should be seeing a video up this week of me chopping it up about Alabama. So if you're an Alabama fan, man, and you listen to this, you definitely got to go to that channel because it's all Alabama. It's nothing else but Alabama on there. So I'm excited about that. Can't wait to jump into that. And honestly, I'm probably about to record for that now that I'm finishing this episode. Anyway, look, I'm out of here, man. I'll see y'all later on next week. I've been talking for way too long, so I'll see y'all later on this week. And so on and so on and so on.